There are roller coasters that break records. There are roller coasters that become fan favorites. And then there are coasters that completely change the direction of the industry. Millennium Force is all three of these. Now, before anyone rushes to the comments, it wasn't technically the first roller coaster over 300 feet. That title belongs elsewhere. But when people talk about the modern coaster arms race, the era of increasingly massive steel coasters, Millennium Force is usually where this conversation starts. When Millennium Force opened in year 2000, it looked like something straight out of the future. The coaster stood 310 feet tall and it reached 93 miles per hour. And it featured a cable lift system that launched trains to the top in a fraction of the time of a traditional lift chain. Those numbers sound quite impossible today. It seems you could do that today. But in 2000, they were completely ridiculous. The ride wasn't just bigger than most coasters, it was operating on a completely different scale. What's easy to forget now is that roller coasters in the late 90s were heading for a slightly different direction. Manufacturers were experimenting with inversions, unique layouts, and increasingly complicated ride experiences. Then Millennium Force arrived and reminded everyone that going really high, really fast was pretty effective of a strategy. The ride's first drop became instantly iconic. Not because it was the steepest, most aggressive, or because it was the most crazy, but because it felt enormous. Many riders felt that Millennium Force wasn't trying to throw them around. It was trying to overwhelm them with the sense of scale that no coaster before could ever do. The success of Millennium Force helped establish what would eventually become the Giga coaster. Today, that's quite a normal term in enthusiast circles. But somebody had to prove that there was a demand for coasters with that size. And Millennium Force was proof that people wanted to ride Giga coasters, and that people wasn't too scared to ride coasters that were over 300 feet. And without it, the coaster landscapes today even would have looked even completely different. After Millennium Force, parks became increasingly interested in headline attractions that could dominate a skyline and generate national attention. And manufacturers, they responded. Soon, the competition wasn't just about inversions. It was about height, speed, and scale. And who could build the next ride that would change everything and make everything else in a park look small? Of course, the funny thing is that Millennium Force itself isn't especially extreme by modern standards. There are taller coasters, faster coasters, steeper coasters, and depending on who you ask, there are probably a lot better coasters. But that's not really the point. The reason people still talk about Millennium Force isn't because it remains unmatched. It's because so many rides that came after it were trying to accomplish something similar to what Millennium Force accomplished. Very few roller coasters gets to redefine expectations. Even fewer continue influencing the industry decades later. Millennium Force did both. And whether it's your favorite coaster or not, it's hard to imagine modern roller coaster history without it. Which is probably the strongest argument for its importance. Not that it's the best, just because it changed everything that had to respond to it. And thank you for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the lack of videos lately, I've had a bit of a dip. And I'm working on a very big video, and it's taking a lot of time for me. The editing is a lot more advanced, and the script is a lot longer, and the video is going to be a lot longer. So I hope to get that video out sometime this summer, but I can't guarantee anything. I'm about a third through the editing process and recording process, so it's going to take a lot more time, and I've already worked like 10 hours, 20 hours on that video. So hopefully you can wait a bit more, and maybe I'll get one of these smaller videos out in between, so you don't have to wait so long. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.